Hi guys, how are you? So, we're out in the garden today and we need to do some harvesting. We have a lot of really bad weather forecast over the next few days, and I've got a lot of produce in the garden that I don't want. Oh, nice looking cucumber. That I don't want drowned, as well as our potato beds there that have started to die down as well. Well, not started to, they have died down, and another couple of beds as well that need to be dealt with. So let's lift up. Oh, and I'll go for a quick walk around this garden because everything I'm seeing here at the moment is just so green and lush at the moment. So before the skies open, let's get these potatoes out. This here is sweet potato beds. Lots and lots of sweet potatoes. Passion fruits need to be moved. They are going to get planted on the far side of the property, so we need to move them. So that would be sweet potatoes. All of these beds need to be pulled up. They're potatoes that are now we're reaching 90 days, so we need to deal with those. This is just a really weedy bed, but it's asparagus. So, you know, you get to have a snack while you're working. Lots of cayenne peppers. Oh, they're looking good. Lots and lots of fruit, which is really, really good. Some good sized peppers on it too. All right, so there's 4 cayenne pepper plants doing really well. Small garden just with the Japanese or Tokyo white shallots, which I've let go to seed because I want to harvest all of them. Look at the corn. So I have opened the top of this. That doesn't affect the corn having the insect screen on, and we've got our silks down below here and plenty of them as I look through. So that's a really good sign as well. More importantly, the animals haven't been able to get to them, which is awesome. So there's 50 odd corn plants in amongst there. See, insects have gotten in there. It's a little grasshopper, cheeky little bugger. I'm just going to ignore that for now. These are watermelon and rockmelon. So these are baby watermelons doing exactly what I wanted them to do, and that side is my giant rockmelons. So doing exactly what I want them to do, trailing out of the IBCs and just filling the area. They can go absolutely wild up on this side. That's fine. Rightio, potatoes. Cucumbers. Oh yeah, there's one. Knew I'd seen one. Lots and lots of little ones growing. Didn't want too many cucumbers growing this year. Alrighty, and we have potatoes. And look at the tomatoes. Beautiful trusses. This is our family favourite. It's what it's called. A little nonna gave me the seeds when she was a patient in the hospital many years ago, and we've been growing them ever since. So, pumpkins, these are butternuts. I said that they grow back over the next season. So this one is one of the first ones already as the vine has progressed. So this vine is now, this is its 3rd year, and it's still producing butternut pumpkins for us, which is awesome. Alrighty, potatoes. So let's lift the bed. This bed is 90 days ago that I planted all of these, and there will be bigs and smalls, but because of that wet weather coming, I do need to lift them. The other bed that's over in the raised area is probably not as bad. These will be perfect for salads. Normally I wouldn't be pulling these out so soon, although every 90 days is when I do harvest the potatoes. But ordinarily I would leave them until there was no foliage at all on the plants. But I am getting in early because I don't want these beds rotting when we get heavy rainfalls. So instead, it's worth getting the potatoes. Potatoes are so expensive in the markets at the moment that it makes sense to put in beds and just get a few kilos as needed each. Like I said, it's every 90 days. So I tend to put my plants in every other month, and that way I'm not got any waste. Not supposed to replant potatoes in the same bed time after time. These were seed potatoes. We're not supposed to plant them in the same bed to avoid any disease or anything like that. This is the second planting of potatoes in this bed in a row, but I have replenished the bed in between with additional manures, sugarcane mulch, and the like. So, yeah, technically I could do another sowing because I do have a bag of seed potatoes that has sprouted and they need to be planted, and it's quite a large bag. So, yeah. Do I put another lot in here? It's pretty good. I can replenish the soil once again, top it all back up with blood and bone, and maybe just do a couple of half drills instead. Either way, I'm going to get a nice feed of potatoes. It's not bad. Plant one potato, end up with a lovely big clump like that. You know, they're salad potatoes, it's perfect. Which is why we harvest every 90 days. We have a couple of beds and we just alternate which ones get picked and then resown. And so we have a constant supply most of the year of lovely fresh potatoes. We grow the larger ones through winter here. During summer, it's the nice little young potatoes. So I've got to dig down all this mulch yet. There is a lot of potatoes beneath the mulch once I've pulled all those plants. All right, let's move all of the mulch out of the way and find all the potatoes that are buried down below. It's like an egg hunt, except it's a potato hunt. Growing in the raised beds is really easy on your back to start with, which helps. Usually pretty good for some degree of wet weather. We stopped watering this bed about 3 weeks ago. There has been some rainfall, natural occurring rainfall, just this past week, and quite heavy rainfall, which is why this bed is a little bit damp, but that's okay because these are fresh salad potatoes. They're not going to be long-term storage potatoes. It's not what I planted them for. I planted them to have fresh salads throughout summer. When I knew the price of potatoes potentially could increase, it does every other year. So to put an extra couple of crops of potatoes into beds which were empty at the time certainly makes sense. A lot of people say, why grow potatoes when they're so cheap to buy? Pretty sure $5 a kilo at the moment is what potatoes are. I don't consider $5 a kilo and prices only going up to be particularly cheap. Also for availability. You know, if I need potatoes, I have them growing. It's as simple as that. These will get picked today and another bed will get made in a couple of days' time once all the heavy rain is gone, and we'll end up with the next crop as well. This is the first of 3 beds that need to be harvested. The other 2 beds are above ground level, but they are closer to soil than these raised. They're not in raised IBC beds like this one. So they would be affected by the rain more so than this bed. But still, I don't want them because they are ripe. They're ready to pick. The plants that have been left to go now are finished producing tubers, and the tubers are starting to degrade in the soil. So you add water to that, a rainfall, heavy rainfall, and you know, you lose your crop. Instead, the beds are ready for the next lot to go down now. Like I said, don't normally replant potatoes more than twice in the same place, and they are replenished in between with nutrients and mulch, etc. So there you go. Basket number 1. of potatoes. Garden number 2, still quite green. I'll do a little dig around and just see before I go any further. Same age as the other bed that I've just dug this basket from, but a week difference. So these might be able to stay in for just a week longer. So there's the size of the potatoes in this bed. And they're ready to come out as well. Alrighty, I need another basket. And that's our potatoes out of the garden. We have 11.2 kilograms. Take off, I don't know, let's say half a kilo for the basket. So just under 11 kilos. Not bad. So there is our basket of potatoes of all different sizes. Salad potatoes, fresh potatoes. These are fresh out of the garden. So I'll be leaving these. I'm going to cover them with the Hessian bag and I'm going to leave them for a few days. These had to be collected because of the heavy rain that we have. This is 90 days since these were first planted in just a no-dig garden bed. So directly over the top of cardboard with a little bit of sugarcane mulch, and I've got myself 11 kilos of potatoes. Not bad. Like I said, worth doing. Alrighty, moving on to the next of jobs to do. Covering these first though. Thanks, guys.